brother Naquan, watchman for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts and another cold cut, giving, of course, our honor and our glory to Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach Malak Yabashai, double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Mashiach Malak Yabashai. A hearty, mighty shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there in the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their body as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, they're studying, they're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Akwaf out there, the sisters out there holding it down in the households, reverencing their husbands, being submissive and diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremother. Shalom, shalom. And shalom to everybody tuning in live. Right, I'm driving, I'm not able to see everybody and call them all by name. But shalom to everybody tuning in live, sacrificing this late night Shabbat to tune in to the words of Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Malak Yabashai. This will be a new so-called series after Camp Chronicles, pretty much going into post-camp understanding and wisdom through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Mashiach. A lot of things happen to us at camp. A lot of precepts come out. You know, a lot of doctrines we deal with, a lot of findings that we discover through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to help us grow as teachers, as men, you know, and as servants of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And one of the things I want to touch on through the spirit and power, like I said, I'm driving. I'm not going to be able to pull, 1,000 precepts and just pause and right, but bear with me. But one of the things I want to deal with is brothers being diligent to make their calling and election sure, and also being bold in the name for the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Man, a lot of times, people tend to pussyfoot. Which I used the word at camp. We had this demon that came up, and he had his water baptism doctrine. And we dealt with this guy maybe 3 times. Man, he came to the he's on a comment board all the time. He's on the lives, under some slave name. But then, he came to the Helena Harbor, right? He knows he's an Israelite allegedly, and he keeps pushing his doctrine of you got to be baptized to be saved, water baptized to receive salvation. The brother Ryan was teaching, confounded him plenty of times, and brothers came up and made some points and precepts, and the brother couldn't deal with it. The brother dealt with he didn't want to deal with the fact that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob weren't physically baptized, and none of our fathers prior to John the Baptist that were the elect were physically baptized in the water, and yet they're going to receive salvation in the resurrection and in the day of judgment. He didn't want to deal with the fact that even when Zacchaeus was on the earth, in Luke 19, Yahushua told him, this day salvation hath come to thy house. And Zacchaeus didn't receive physical baptism, neither did the woman with the issue of blood or many other men and women that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua dealt with, man. So these doctrines, when doctrines and demons are presented to you, you can't be bashful. The Lord said in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 20th chapter, I believe, by much bashfulness, a man overthroweth himself. Right? So a lot of times when spirits, whether it's a doctrine, especially a doctrine, when a brother hear a doctrine or something, you got to cut that doctrine up, man. You got to rebuke that doctrine. You can't pussyfoot and sugarcoat as if it's a light matter. In 1 Timothy chapter 1 and 3, the Lord told Timothy, one of the first instructions that he told Timothy was that make sure the people teach no other doctrine in 1 Timothy chapter 1 and 3. So when doctrines or evil spirits are coming to you, and you got to rebuke those things, man. Now, sometimes, you may work with a brother. He may be hard of understanding, right? He may need it broken down to him and chopped up a little bit more, and you got to be patient with some men. Like the Lord said in 2 Timothy 2 and 24 and down, that the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach patience, instructing those that oppose themselves, peradventure. Most I will give them repentance and acknowledgement of the truth. So some people you want to be patient with, and they may not get it, and they may be sincere. Then there's other people you just got to rebuke, man. Titus 2 and 15, it says rebuke with all authority, right? Rebuke them sharply, right? In Titus, the 1st chapter. So don't be hesitant or apprehensive or reluctant to rebuke a demon, man. The longer the Lord said in Ecclesiastes chapter 21 and 1 on down, flee from sinners from the face of a serpent. For if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men. And you can keep playing around with these demons if you want to, man, and flirting with them, right? You keep flirting and playing around and you know, sugarcoating how these spirits and these demons are. They're going to overthrow you. That doctrine is going to overthrow you because the Most High is going to give you over to it, man. Especially when you know better. See, it's a difference when you got to go back and say, hold on, you know, I got to go back and look at it, and you know, you may need a brother to help you break it down. But if you know better, man, what a doctrine, if you don't rebuke that doctrine and give the correct understanding, then that's shame on you, man. There's blood on your hands. You got to stand up for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. That's doctrine and spirits. If it's a lust spirit, if it's a pride spirit, if you see a spirit, you got to rebuke that spirit, man. See, a lot of people be afraid about what people think about them, man. And that tends to overthrow a lot of Israel, man. A lot of brothers and sisters get overthrown by caring about what people think. I thought one of the first fundamental precepts we learned in the truth was Isaiah chapter 58 and 1 on down. Right? Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins, man. All right? That's not just talking about getting on the nations. That's getting on brothers, getting on sisters, right? Getting on maybe a congregation, you can't be maybe getting on anybody, man. You can't be a respected person when it comes to that, man. Well, I don't want to get on that person. I don't want to hurt their feelings. Oh, I don't want them to think that I'm not a nice guy. Hey, sometimes you gotta not be a nice guy, man. Being a nice guy ain't gonna cut it with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. What if Yahushua was a nice guy when they sold merchandise in the temple in John the 2nd chapter, man? What if Yahushua was a nice guy when they made his father's house a house of merchandise, man? And he kind of went in there and tiptoed, hey, what are you guys doing in there? And hey, maybe you guys shouldn't do this. And oh, well, why don't you just set this for another time? And no, man. Hey, Yahushua flipped over tables, man. It's not, you can't be a nice guy in Israel all the time, man. You can't be politically correct. First of all, the law says in Deuteronomy 1 and 15 through 17 on down that you can't be a respected person, man. You know? You can't be a respected person. That's the law. That's the law of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. What is a respected person? Somebody that show favoritism and judgment, man. When you're biased in your judgment, predicated off of, it could be money involved, it could be you just being weak, being involved, it could be a woman involved, it could be somebody seeking leverage or an advantage. All of these things are involved, and partiality is wicked when it comes to judgment in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. All things got to be straight up, no chasing, man. Right? Like Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua said in Jeremiah the 25th chapter and in Revelation the 14th chapter that certain people are going to drink the wine of his wrath without mixture, man. What does that mean without mixture? The Lord ain't going to dilute it, man. Like when you drink strong drink or, you know, something like at a feast day, and you might need something to kind of dilute it. You might need some juice or, you know, some water or something like that. Hey, the Most High, when he give his wrath out, it's going to be without mixture, man. It's going to be potent, you know, for lack of better terms, man. And that's how you got to be in this truth. You got to get potent judgment, man. Right? Strong judgment, strong rebuke, strong correction, unbiased, unwavering, non-watered down judgment, man. You know? Don't be that brother where you just a nice guy, man. Oh, well, you know, it's really not that bad. And no, sometimes it's that bad, man. And you're violating Leviticus 19 and 17, man. Right? You're supposed to love your neighbor and love your brother, man, with all your heart, all your body, and all your soul. How can you love your brother with all his heart, body, and soul if you're scared to correct him? If you're scared to approach him about a thought, man? If you're scared how he's going to react, the hell how they're going to react, man. As long as you do things in wisdom and boldness and judgment according to the Most High, you care about what the Most High think of you, man. Because you got to answer before Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua when it's all said and done. Right? Like we read earlier in camp, right? This after camp Chronicles, we read Daniel chapter 7. Right? Verse 10 on down. It says a fiery flame, and I'm paraphrasing, right? A fiery flame issued before him, thousands and thousands minister before him, 10,000 minister before him. The judgment was set and the books were open. You're gonna have to answer before you're judged, man. There is no judge above the highest. Until that in 2nd Ezra or the 7th chapter. You're gonna have to answer before the Most High, man. You gotta answer before man. You have to give an account of what you did on the earth, good or bad. That's Ecclesiastes chapter 12, 13 on down, man. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. All of your judgments and decision making is going to be brought up before the Most High. How you handled matters, how you handled demons, how you handled wickedness. Not just did you eat pork, okay, did you keep the Sabbath, did you grow your fringes out, okay, you went to cap, okay, you had your beard on, I don't know, you kept the Feast of Tabernacles, right? No, you're going to have judgment on you, on how you judged matters, man. Did you judge things in equity? Did you judge matters in uprightness? Or you're respected persons? Were you scared? Were you timid? You know, were you too bashful and you let it overthrow you? So these, these are matters that that we have to deal with. We deal with at camp. We deal with all the time. When spirits come up, you gotta rebuke them spirits, man. Don't be afraid to rebuke a spirit. Don't just treat it like it's a small matter. Like the scripture says, Sirach chapter 19 and 1 on down. A laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich, and he that contemneth small things shall fall by little and little. Stop contemning the small things. Every small thing is a big thing in the last days. When you are like I use a lot of sports analogies. I used to play, sports back in the world, obviously, but a lot of that makes sense. And you can apply it to the truth. Even the Apostle Paul did in 1 Corinthians, the 9th chapter. He used the analogy of boxing, right, and racing. In 1 Corinthians 9 and 24 through 27, right, he says, so run I, not as uncertainty. So fight I, not as one that beateth the air. But I keep under my body subjection, right? So the point of the matter is, even so-called athletes, right, the championship athletes, they don't contempt small things. The little things matter to them. Right? Going to sleep at a set time matters to them. What they eat in their body, they have regimens, they have routines, they have schedules, they do things meticulously, man. They'll shoot 100 free throws consistently. Those little things matter. And if they miss one, they start all over, man. They'll talk to their coach, they watch game film, they talk to legends, they get mentorship. Small things matter to champions, man. Because those small things could overthrow large things, man. And if you ignore them, eventually it's going to catch up with you, man. It's going to catch up with you. Even the people that deal with football or baseball, they watch game film, man. People say, that's a small thing. I'm not watching the film. I'm going to the club after the game. Right? Oh, man, I'm relaxing. I'm going home with the family. Yeah, I don't need to watch game film. I don't need to. Okay. That's why you did, you missed that tackle, or you didn't read that play, the right way, or whatever the case may be, because you ignore small things, man. Stop ignoring small things. That spirit is not a small thing. That's lust. That's a demon. Like, these demons are here to kill you, man. What are you doing? These demons are sent down to kill you. I don't know if anybody told you, but the job of a demon is not to just annoy you like a fly or a mosquito or a gnat. A job of a demon is to kill you. It's to deceive you, stick on you like a parasite, and kill you. And once it kills you, his job is done. He's moving on to the next one. So don't you know all these people that are going to die in the earth when Yahweh returns, they're all going to die with demons on them. Every single one of them, the 2/3, the other nations, they're going to die with demons on them. There's not one person that's going to die that doesn't have a demon on them. Right? All of these demons, the Lord said in Revelation 22:15, for without are dogs, whoremongers, sorcerers, idolaters, liars, fearful, all, greatly paraphrasing, whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. All of those are demons that are going to keep people without the city. So you ignore that little demon, it's going to get you killed, man. That slothful demon, right? That doctrine demon that you keep entertaining from that one brother, that one sister, man. That pride demon. That I won't reform myself demon. I don't examine myself demon. That's another demon. I don't examine myself. I don't need to. I'm all right. It's not that important to me. All of these are demons, man. You know, and brothers need to really check their spirits, man. Check their spirits in these last days. The Lord said in Ecclesiastes chapter 18 and 19 on down, before judgment, examine thyself. Right? And thou shalt find mercy. Greatly paraphrasing, man. There's a lot of stuff that we deal with, man. A lot of stuff at camp. Like I said, I'm gonna do these after camp chronicles. We dealt with a brother that like I said, that water baptism demon, and brothers were suffering though, man. But the spirit hopped on us, and kind of, you know, where brothers really wasn't putting up with that for so long, man. And we had to, you know, hiss him out of his place, paraphrasing, man. And sometimes you got to get on these demons, man. And the brother was there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. You know, I got to camp late, man, because, you know, I had to handle some things at home, and I was looking for parking, man, for God knows how long. They got this Christmas village, and it's hard to find parking, and all of this wickedness going on. So I got down there, and they was still dealing with this brother, and they was dealing with him probably since, like, you know, 5:30. You know, I got down there around 5:45. I was looking for parking. By the time I was done, they was still dealing with the brother. And then, I mean, when I was able to kind of settle in and actually get to the camp spot, we was dealing with that demon for like 2 hours. And eventually it was like, God damn, huh? And we had to rebuke it, because he was hindering the word. And it kind of reminded me of Acts the 16th chapter, when that demon, she was a soothsayer, and she brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. And she followed Paul and Luke and the rest of the apostles and said, these men are the men of the Most High God, was showing to us the right way of salvation. And it said this she did for, I believe it says 3 days or many days. She followed Paul. And it says Paul was grieved in the spirit and rebuked him, huh? And said, come out of her, you know, more or less. So these spirits, you deal with it for a little while, and after a while, man, you gotta rebuke them, man. You gotta rebuke them sharply. And that demon left her, man. You know, you gotta rebuke these spirits in great boldness, man. And it doesn't always have to be a doctrine spirit. You know, another brother we had to deal with at camp, man. We dealt with it was a brother, the brother Kendall, man. Israel, throw some prayers for the brother Kendall. Right? I don't know his last name. I don't know, you know, the brother, he not doing so good right now, but the brother want to serve the Most High. He came up at the end of camp, you know, and brothers dealt with him, you know, and taught him and, you know, helped him out through the spirit. You know, I kind of leave it at that. Throw some prayers up for the brother Kendall, man. Brother Kendall in Baltimore. He want to get right. You know, the brother, he threw away his paraphernalia, you know, for lack of better terms, his weed, his cigarettes, and all of that stuff, man. And he said he want to get right, man. You know, he want to get right with the Most High. You know, so that's another stuff, you know, we dealt with that demon, but also it was some good things at camp, man. We dealt with that brother Kendall, and he want to get right, man. He want to get right with the Most High. And, you know, he said he don't want to look back, and, you know, he don't want to be back in the word and all of that, man. And that's a beautiful spirit to have. You know, we can all, even if you've been in the truth, you still want to have that hunger to want to be right, right? To want to get right, you know, to want to be blameless, to want to be perfect. A lot of times, you know, as we was dealing with the brother, I was thinking a lot of times in this road, you know, brothers get content with their estate, right? Simply being in the truth is enough for certain brothers, man. Or I know I'm an Israelite, or I know I'm in the truth. You know, I know the commandments, I wear my fringes, I grow my beard out. But, you know, you want to keep that hunger and that drive going, man. The brother had drive. He had hunger. It's called passion. And the scriptures call it zeal. And a lot of times that zeal and passion tends to fade away as years go in the truth, man. And you want to have that spirit of the brother Kendall had, man. That hunger, I want to get right. I want to get right. I need to do better. I want to serve the most. I don't want to be wicked anymore, man. And now you may say, well, I'm not wicked. I've been in the truth this many years. Well, we're all off, man. And the Lord said in Job 15:14, man drinketh iniquity like water, man. You know? And in Job 14:1, the Lord said, what is man, man? That he should be clean. You know, or 14:15 on down. Or 15:14. 14:1 on down is man, days are like a flower. You know, for it is soon cut down. So you want to have that spirit where you're constantly hungry, man. Right? When you're hungry, it means you always want more. You want to do more for the Most High. You want to read more. You want to fast more. You want to essentially level up in this thing. You want to level up in this truth, man. Every brother and sister should be trying to level up in this thing, man. And taking it to the next level. What more can we do, man? Right? What more can we do for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua? So we was teaching the brother Kendall, but I was getting taught by the brother Kendall while we was teaching the brother Kendall. And as we was teaching him the name of the Most High and the elementary fundamental things of salvation, he was teaching us, man. You know, I speak for myself. I'm sure other brothers could speak to that. He was teaching us. And, Salakia. And what he was teaching us was, or what I received, was that we have to constantly, you know, be hungry in this thing, man. Right? Salakia. We have to constantly be hungry in this truth, man. And always want to do more. And always want more. And always, Salakia, and always ask you, how about Shem Yahushai? What more can I do? You know, what more can I do in this truth, man? Right? What more can I do in this truth? So let me get about 3 to 4 precepts. Right? And I'm gonna close up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Right? So brothers want to have that zeal and that passion, right, for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Right? Let me get this precept real quick. Right? Let me get this precept. Right? Salakia. Right, I want to get about maybe 3 to 4 precepts. Right, we brought this out at camp, but I'll read it again. Right, this is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 10 and 25. Right, 2 Kings, chapter 10 and verse, I'll read 25. Right, it reads, it's like I want 15. 2 Kings 10 and 15. It reads, and when he was departed thence, he lighted on Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, coming to meet him. And he saluted him and said to him, is thine heart right as my heart is with thy heart? And Jehonadab answered, it is. If it be, give me thy hand. And he gave from his hand, and he took him up. It's like, and he took him up to him and to his chariot. Now, this is Jehu. Jehu was anointed by the Most High when you read this account. And Jehu was essentially set up by the Most High to set Israel straight, man. Right? To restore righteousness in the nation. That's why he was set up. So let's read on. It reads, and he said, the 2 Kings 10 and 16, and he said, come with me and see my zeal for Yahweh. So they made him ride in his chariot. So Jehu said, come with me and see my zeal for Yahweh. Right? If you had to ask that to a brother, what would they see, man? If the Lord came to you by night and said, go to the next brother and say, come see my zeal, what can you show him, man? Right? What are the works that speak or show the zeal that you have? What have you done, man, lately for the Most High? Right? What is the proof that you have zeal for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua? Because Jehu has something he could show. He said, come with me. I'm going to show you my zeal for the Most High. I got a plan. I got a vision. I got an idea to kill all of the false prophets of Baal. Right? We have to have works that show our zeal, man. And if the Lord came to us and said, show the next man your zeal and the works that you have, what are you willing to show him, man? Now, one brother might say, man, let me show you my zeal. I've been working on, reading this many chapters a week. Then here's my schedule, my planning for my fast. Okay, then I've been working on this breakdown. Then I'm going to link up with the brothers here. Then I want to do a flyer mission over here. This is the zeal right here. Then the next man might say, hey, look, here's my zeal. I just ordered my fringes, right? I just threw away all of my pork, all of my crab, and I cut off my wicked family members. I threw away my weed. There's my zeal. Everybody should have something to show and bring to the table, like Jehu had at this moment, to show your zeal for Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, man. He said, come with me and see my zeal. What would you have in the show? If everybody on this live, what is it, 70 people on this live, and they all, or let's say 69, and they all came to your house, man, or your apartment, or your studio, efficiency, mansion, condo, what would you have to show, man, for your zeal? Now you can say, well, I don't have nothing right now. Well, now it's time to work on something, man. To come up with a plan to show your zeal, man. How can you show your zeal to the Most High? How can you level up? What is your plan on leveling up in this truth, man? What kind of goals are you trying to set? What are you trying to achieve, man? Why are you in this truth? Are you stagnant? Are you trying to grow? Are you just going through the motions? Where are you at in this thing, man? Because the brother Kendall, like I said, pray for that brother Kendall, man. He was hungry. He had passion. He had that kind of look in his eyes, man, that brothers have when they're first in this truth. And when I was looking at the brother, he wanted to get right, man. Now, nobody knows the latter end of anybody, but at that moment, you know, they got that a lot of athletes have that, man. Boxers, you know, rookies, you know, guys that are up and coming, new stars, breakout stars, you know what I'm saying? They have that hunger, that look, where you can't tell them no. Or if you tell them no, they're going to prove you wrong. When you tell them they can't do something, they're going to do it 2 times harder just to show you that you're wrong, man. And that's the look he had in his eyes. That's the look that a lot of these, when you watch these highlight tapes of these athletes and stuff, they got that look in their eyes, man. That they feel like they could go and go and go and go, man. And that look tends to fade away, and a lot of people get complacent. Like in, let me get this precept in Deuteronomy. Right, let me get this. I believe this is Deuteronomy, right? Chapter 30, let's see, 33, right? Salaki, bear with me. So Jehu, and when you read the rest of that account, I encourage brothers to read that account if you didn't read 2 Kings. Right, if you didn't read 2 Kings, that 10th chapter, read and see what happened with Jehu, man. Right? See what happened to Jehu. And he slew all of them false prophets, man. That was zeal. And he had a plan. He said, and I'm going to go back and read it, but he said, Ahab served Baal little, but Jehu shall serve him much. What does that mean, Jehu shall serve him much? He put on a front like he was really going to serve this false god, just to gather up all of the false prophets, just to kill them. This guy had zeal. He slew the wicked men of Ahab. Then he burnt the altar. We're going to read about his zeal, man. He said, come with me and see my zeal for the Most High. Right? But let me read this first about complacency. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 15. But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat. Thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Let me read that again. Deuteronomy 33 and 15. It's like it, 32 and 15 in Deuteronomy. But Jeshurun waxed fat. Who's Jeshurun? Jeshurun is just another name for Israel. Jeshurun in the Hebrew is Yashuan, which means upright, or Yashar, right? It means upright ones. It's another title for the children of Israel, right? The Lord calls us the upright, the innocent, the meek, the humble, the sheep, right? We have many names that the Most High gives us. Now, when it says Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked, when you wax fat and kick is when you live in large. When you living so good, you kind of kick back, kind of relax, kick your feet up, unwind a little bit, man. See, some people got grind and hustle, and they grind and they hustle, and they working overtime, you know, double time, 2 shifts. They getting up early in the morning, stand up late, and they hustling, and they can't get no sleep, and they can't really relax, right? Then certain people, once they get there, kind of wax fat, man. Kind of kick back, kind of unwind, and they don't have that same drive, that same passion, that same hunger, man, that same motivation. Israel was that way. See, when we came out of Egypt, we was calling upon the Most High, Lord, help us, Yahweh Bashmi Rashai, right? We were sighing and crying by reason of our bondage. But then when the Most High delivered us and gave us manna, and our feet didn't swell, and our garments didn't wax old, and our shoes didn't rend, and we had water out of a rock and quails, and Jake started getting complacent, man. You know? I got it made, man. I don't really need to really call upon the Most High like that. That's what happened, man. Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Right? Let's read on. Deuteronomy 32 and 15. Thou art waxing fat. Thou art grown thick. So a lot of people getting thick. You're growing fat, man. Right? You know, you've been in this thing for a few years, maybe 4 years, 5 years. You know, you might have started out poor, and Most High might have got you, somewhere nice to live. You got a car. You might have got married. You might have got some children. You don't have that same hunger that you had, man. You just don't. And that's how Israel gets, man. Once the Most High add blessings on Israel, they start like, well, I don't need, who's the Most High? Like in Deuteronomy chapter 30 and 7 on down, Solomon said, 2 things I require of thee, deny me them not, man. Right? And then he proceeds to say, give me neither poverty nor riches, lest I be full and deny thee, or lest I steal and take the name of the Lord in vain, paraphrasing. So he said, if I get too to have that chip on your shoulder, that underdog, that edge. A lot of those teams that win the championships, man, they got that edge, that chip on their shoulder. There's something inside of them that's driving them to show the world that they deserve to be number one. There's something inside of them, huh? And they talk about it amongst each other in the locker room. And they may put it on the banner. They may put it in the locker room. It may be a slogan. It may become a t-shirt, And they tap into that, whatever it is, and it helps compel them to be to galvanize under that motto and be successful, man. We got the kingdom of heaven at stake. We don't got time to be waxing fat and growing thick, man, and getting complacent. Right? Thou art covered with fatness. Then, here's the point. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. So certain people, they start lightly esteeming the Most High. You stop praying to the Most High like you used to. You stop fasting like you used to. I mean, you expect this truth just to be given to you. You just expect every day when you wake up, you're going to be in the truth. Every day, the Most High owe you the truth. Because you're going through this in the world, and, you finally got it, and now you just deserve to be here. Those are the people that's going to fall out this thing. Those are the people that they're on their way out. And Satan desires to have them, that he may sift them as wheat, man. Those are the people that the Most High is going to cut down in the land of the living. You can't lightly esteem the Most High as if he's always going to be there for you. As if this truth is a thing that, that's owed to you. Like you deserve it, man. Nobody deserves this truth. I don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. The next man don't deserve it. This was a gift. And as freely as the Most High give, the Most High could take away. Just like that. All right? So it reads, and lightly are esteemed the rock of his salvation. Let's go back to 2 Kings. You don't want to lightly esteem the rock of your salvation and just wax fat, man. Like I said, man, this is after Chronicles, man. The brother Kendall, he had a hunger. He had a passion. And you want that passion. And the brother was throwing away all types of stuff, man. When the word was going, I was throwing away cigarettes. I mean, he had so much stuff on him. And then the brother at camp today, he had a rolled up blunt already in his pocket. And I guess he forgot about it. But it got, it was kind of cold out, so he put his hands in his pocket, and the word was going out for about, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Then the brother reminded, he's like, oh, man, I got this in my pocket. And without even brother saying nothing, he went and threw it in the harbor, man. See, some people are hesitant to cast away sin. They want to hold on to it. Right? Sometimes we at camp and, a guy might have an idol on, or he might have a vape or a blunt or a cigarette or any stumbling block. And that demon is so strong he becomes extremely reluctant to cast it away, to throw it in the harbor or to burn it or throw it in the trash, because it's a demon blocking him. But that brother, man, that brother Kendall, man, had a zeal on him. That was probably the quickest I've ever seen since I've been at the harbor teaching. It's like by the grace of Yahweh Shemel Shah, somebody just cast away their damn demons, man. Physically. Reach right in his bag and just cast it to the side. Cast it in the harbor, man. Just like that. And the brother freely took a blood and just threw it like that, man. So throw up some prayers for the brother Kendall. But the point of the matter is, you know, again, the brother had hunger, passion, zeal, and the urgency, like a babe, right? And that's the spirit that we want to have. Again, as we was teaching him, he was teaching us, right? So this 2 Kings chapter 10 and verse, I'll read 15 again, right? 2 Kings chapter 10 and 15. And when he was departed thence, I mean, this whole chapter's good, man. I'm going to start at 13. Because this man Jehu was on fire. He was on fire. Now, he did go off in his latter end, but hey, at this time, hey, he was on fire, man. You know? 2 Kings 10 and 13. Jehu met with the brethren of Ahaziah, king of Judah, and said, who are ye? And they answered, we are the brethren of Ahaziah, and we go down to salute the children of the king and the children of the queen. And he said, take them alive. And they took them alive and slew them at the pit of the shearing house, even 42 men, neither left he any of them. So he slew 42 men, just like that. Verse 15. And when he was departed thence, he lighted on Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, coming to meet him. And he saluted him and said to him, is thine heart right as my heart is with thy heart? And Jehonadab answered, it is. If it be, give me thy hand. And he gave him his hand, and he took him up to him into the chariot. And he said, come with me and see my zeal for Yahweh. So they made him ride in his chariot. And when he came to Samaria, he slew all that remained unto Ahab in Samaria, till he destroyed them, according to the saying of the Lord, which he spake to Elijah. And Jehu gathered all the people together and said unto them, Ahab served but all little, but Jehu shall serve him much. So now he got a plan. He on a killing spree. He's on a killing spree. He killed 42 men, killing other men. I mean, you got to be on a demon killing spree. This guy's on a killing spree, man. But it's in righteousness. He was slaying the wicked. You got to be on a righteous killing spree. I'm going to kill a slothful demon. Then I'm going to kill this weed demon. Then I'm going to kill this demon. Then that demon. And that demon. And that. Who's next? And they say Jehu driveth furiously, man. Even when Jehu was riding his chariot, he was like a madman. Because he had that zeal, man. Right? So let's read on. 2 Kings 10 and verse 19. Now therefore, this is what Jehu said, right? Here's part of his zeal. Now therefore, call unto me all the prophets of Baal, all his servants and all his priests. Let none be wanting, for I have a great sacrifice to do to Baal. Whosoever shall be wanting, he shall not live. But Jehu did it in subtlety to the intent that he might destroy the worshipers of Baal. You know, like we did the example at camp. That's like what Jehu did is equivalent to a brother in Israel saying, I'm going to throw a Christmas party. Imagine a brother in Israel saying, I'm going to throw a Christmas party. I want everybody who believes in Santa Claus and Christmas gifts and mistletoes and trees to come to my house or come to this venue. And he pays for the venue and it can hold 1,000 people. And he says, yeah, the Macy's, White House, Christmas parade, all of these parades are little compared to what I'm going to do. So he opens up the venue to 10,000 people. Then 10,000 people come in. He locked the door and he killed them all. That's what Jehu was on, man. He's about to do that to the false prophets, man. And to the men that want to serve Baal, he said, everybody come serve Baal. We're going to do it big for Baal. But he about to kill him. He got a plan. This part of his zeal, man. Part of zeal is having vision, ideas, formulating some methodology on how you're going to go about attacking these demons, slaying them. That's part of having zeal too, meditating on how you could be more righteous. All right, let's read on. 2 Kings 10 and 20. And Jehu said, proclaim a solemn assembly for Baal. And they proclaimed it. And Jehu sent through all Israel, and all the worshippers of Baal came, so that there was not a man left that came not. Right? All of the wicked came out of the dark, man. And they came into the house of Baal, and the house of Baal was full from one end to another. So all of the demons are out. He got a house full of Baal worshippers, man. Right? Let's see what's about to go down. And he said unto every one that was over the vestry, bring forth vestments for all the worshippers of Baal. And he brought them forth vestments. So he said, everybody that worship Baal, put a garment on, so he can know who he has to kill. But he made it seem like they're all going to be priests. Everybody put on this priestly outfit. You know, you show up to the venue, put this on, put this on. So you got to imagine this, man. Remember, when you read these scriptures, you gotta live it. You gotta kind of go there in time. Imagine all of the wicked men showing up to Baal. You got a big Baal statue, right? Everybody putting on their vests. They talking about it, man. It's about to be a big Baal day, man. Right? There's no day like Baal day. They probably ate their breakfast, man. Ate their food, told their wife, I see you later. I'm going to worship Baal. She gave him a kiss. He kissed the kids goodbye. And, you know, it's going to be a big deal. So everybody's coming up to serve Baal, man. This is a big deal right now. Right? It's a packed house. People probably in there, oh, that's so-and-so, and that's sister so-and-so, that's the brother right there from that own that cattle and that oxen. So let's see what's going on. Right? 2 Kings chapter 10 and verse 22 again. And he said unto him that was over the vestry, bring forth vestments for all the worshippers of Baal. And he brought them forth vestments. And Jehu went, and Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, into the house of Baal, and said unto the worshippers of Baal, search, and look that there be here with you none of the servants of the Lord, but the worshippers of Baal only. He said, make sure there's no servants of the Most High here, because we don't want them to get caught up in this crossfire. We only need the servants of Baal here, so we can kind of kill them, right? With no hesitation. Verse 24. And when they went in to offer sacrifices and burnt offerings, Jehu, check this out, Jehu appointed 80 men without, it's 80 men on the outside, and said, if any of the men whom I have brought unto your hands escape, he that letteth him go, his life shall be for the life of him. So he said, hey, look, man, you 80 men, if one of these wicked Baal worshippers escape, I'm going to kill you. This guy, his mind, he was at this point in his life, he had hunger. At this point in his life, he had passion. He had so much passion. He was going to kill the worshippers of Baal. Then he was going to kill the Israelite men that let him free. No, zero tolerance for any demon. If you let this man go free, I'm going to get up with you, man. That's what Jehu said. Right? Let's read on. Verse 25. And it came to pass, as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering, that Jehu said to the guard and to the captains, go in and slay them. Let none come forth. And they smote them with the edge of the sword. And the guard and the captains cast them out and went to the city of the house of Baal. And they brought forth the images out of the house of Baal and burned them. And they break down the image of Baal and break down the house of Baal and made it a drought house unto this day. Thus Jehu destroyed Baal out of Israel. So he killed every worshiper of Baal. The house, the idol, everything that pertained to him, Jehu got rid of it, man. Wholly got rid of this demon. You got to wholly get rid of these spirits, man, that may be troubling you and vexing you. You got to have that zeal, all right? Because that demon ain't going to leave sometimes. You got to have a plan. Look, I'm going to fast, and I'm going to get counsel, and I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to read. And so you got to come up with a plan, man. You know? Reading on 2 Kings 10:29. Howbeit, from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who made Israel to sin, Jehu departed not from after them, to wit, the golden calves that were in Bethel and that were in Dan. So he was righteous for a period of time, then he started going off, man. So you can't lose that zeal. Don't have that zeal. So Jehu had this mighty zeal, then he cleaved to the gods, the two golden calves that were set up in Bethel and Dan. Right? Let's read on 2 Kings 10:30. And the Lord said unto Jehu, because thou hast done well in executing that which is right in mine eyes, and hast done unto the house of Ahab according to all that was in mine heart, thy children of the fourth generation shall sit on the throne of Israel. Check this out. The Lord blessed him and said, you've been doing well. But listen to what happened with Jehu. After all of his zeal and all of his fire he had, what did he do? Same thing we read in Deuteronomy 32:15. But Jehu took no heed to walk in the law of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the God of Israel, and it's like with all his heart. For he departed not from the sins of Jeroboam, which made Israel to sin. In those days, the Lord began to cut Israel short, and Hazael smote them in all the coast of Israel. See that? So he had that zeal, but that fire burned out, man. Right? He waxed fat, and he kicked. And he lightly esteemed Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Don't let that be us, man. Right? Let not that be us, man. Don't be the brother and sister that sin is truth and you on fire and you zealous, then that zeal just fades away. Now, we have times where that fire may come back, but don't wait, man. Don't wait. Get that fire. Stir it up. A lot of people just waiting for you to kind of be in the spirit. No, you can stir up the spirit. The Lord told Timothy in 2 Timothy 1:6, stir up the gift of the Most High that is in thee, man. Kindle that fire. Pray. Do that work. You understand? Put forth that effort, man. So that zeal could be there. This is not Christianity. I'm just waiting on the spirit to kind of work on me. Just waiting on the spirit and just sit down. I'm going to just sit down to see what the spirit will say to me. And I shall answer when I am reproved. No, man. Right? No, you got to put your hand to the plow. And the Lord said, get this in Ecclesiastes. This is not Christianity. Right? Ecclesiastes, let me get this precept. Chapter 11 and verse, this whole thing is good. I'm going to start at 4. Ecclesiastes, chapter 11 and 4. He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not reap. So what if Jehu said, well, I don't know if all of the worshipers are all are going to come. Let's not do it. What if you had that mentality? I don't know if the 80 men are going to kill everybody. What if you let them all go? Let's not do it. No, you can't be worried about the what ifs, man. Sometimes you just got to do it, man. You got to take what they say, take life by the horns or by the reins or however the saying goes, man. And get it done, man. Go out, go see the brothers, man. Read that chapter. Go on that 2-day fast. Right? Sometimes you just got to do it, man. And stop be worrying about the what if. That's like somebody that's farming. That's why the scriptures say, he that observeth the wind shall not sow. Imagine looking out your window. Ooh, sure is windy outside. Don't think I'm going to plant anything. Right? You're just peeking out the window like a creep. No, man, get out there and see what happened. If it's windy, hey, it's windy, but at least you found out. Hey, it might not be windy, man. Your mind might deceive you. Might only be windy for 10 minutes. Go out there, plant that seed, and you'll eat, man. And the harvest will come. Don't be the brother that's just observing the wind, man. And the clouds. I don't know if we should go to camp. Esau says a 35% chance of thunderstorm. Let's just stay inside. Hell no, man. Hey, we're going to go out there, we're going to do the work. If it thunderstorm, man. And we'll adjust in. But we're not going to pay attention to ifs, man. What ifs? It's a famous Jake saying, if an if was a fifth, we all be drunk. We're not worried about the ifs, the what ifs. Or what if they don't listen? I'm not going to teach them. What if they don't listen? I'm not going to rebuke that demon. What if it doesn't flee? I'm not going to go on that fast. What if I get hungry and eat? No, we're not dealing with that spirit, man. That observing the wind and the clouds. Let's read it again. Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 4. He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not reap. So you never know. How they say you missing out on your blessings, man. That's what they say. You're missing out, which you may reap, because you never sowed. Verse 6. It's like in verse 5. Ecclesiastes 10 and 5. As thou knowest not what is the way of the spirit, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so thou knowest not the works of the Most High, who maketh all. In the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thine hand, for thou knowest not whether it shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike good. So the Lord said, in the morning sow your seed, in the evening don't withhold your hand. You don't know how the Most High can make you prosper, man. You know how the Most High can increase you if you read that extra chapter, you fasted that extra day, you threw up those extra prayers, you called that brother. You know what that could do to his spirit. I don't want to call that brother. I don't know if he's going to really listen. I don't know if that's really going to happen. Right? I'll do it tomorrow. Make this thing happen, man. Let's see your zeal for the Most High. The angels are watching. Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah is watching, man. So this After Camp Chronicles, man. Right? Again, 2 points I want to touch on After Camp Chronicles. Shalakia, don't be afraid to rebuke these spirits and these demons. Right? Don't sugarcoat, man. Don't be a respected persons, man. Rebuke these demons that they may flee from you, man. Shalakia says, submit yourselves to the Most High. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. And James chapter 4:7 on down. And also, man, you want to pray for the brother Kendall. Right? Pray for the brother Kendall in Baltimore that the Most High, increase him, man. The brother going through rough times, on a physical level and on a spiritual level, man. The brother say he'll be out at 12:30. We'll see, man. A lot of people say they'll come out. We never see him again. Hopefully we see that brother tomorrow at 12:30, week in and week out, man. And the brother had hunger and passion. You're going to have that hunger and passion to cast away these spirits as well, man. Right? So with that, I'm going to close up. Giving, of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh. Ba'Shem Shah After Camp Chronicles. Kwam Yashab. Shalom.